Well, today we've got something a little bit different here on Lazy Game Reviews, and that is an MS-DOS game made this year. Yes, this is the year 2011, just in case you were not aware, and who would have believed that games for MS-DOS were still being created? Apparently, Jason M. Knight did not get the memo that people don't make DOS games anymore, and he was awesome enough to develop this game. Of course, the game we're talking about here is Pacu Pacu, and initially it looks like just another Pac-Man clone, and, well, that's really exactly what it is. As far as gameplay goes, it is just Pac-Man. No weird gameplay tweaks, nothing like that. It is a yellow thing eating dots and pills and ghosts and fruit involved and, it's Pac-Man, baby. But what sets this apart is a couple things. For one, it's a public domain game, and its source code has also been released. It was developed this year, and it uses some very, very interesting graphical tweaks to accomplish what you're seeing here. See, what you may not realize is that you are looking at a CGA game capable of running on an original IBM 5150 PC. Yes, that same old ugly 4-color CGA that resulted in games normally looking like this, or this, is resulting in a game that looks like this, and that is nothing short of amazing, especially for the speed it's running at, how smooth it is, and of course the sound that's going along with it. I mean, this is impressive if you know even a little bit about what is going on behind the scenes. Now, I'm no graphical expert, but I do have eyes and a brain that can see colors rather well, and normally when I see CGA, it looks debatably pretty ugly. Most often, you're going to be seeing 320 by 200 resolution at 4 colors, with some variation of the color palette that looks like warm colors or cool colors, as I like to call them. This was the normal graphics mode that most games used when they used CGA graphics. However, CGA also had a couple of text modes available. Now, this was normally used to display text, stuff like any kind of early text editors or boring crap like that. The one that's being used here is the 80-column mode, so that is an 80 by 25 resolution text mode. However, instead of giving each line 8 pixels, it gives each line 2 pixels, which quadruples the number of lines available to 100. And it then uses a couple of characters from the extended ASCII character set and uses symbols that fill in the left or right half of a character, so really you're only playing with partial characters, and then you can actually turn each character effectively into 2 pixels, which results in a 160 by 100 resolution display. And since it's using this text display in a tweaked mode, it can also access the text display's 16 colors all at once instead of the usual 4. Now, this results in a really impressive look to the game, and it's kind of chunky and kind of endearing. I don't know why, but I really like this tweaked CGA graphics mode, and there are very, very few games that do this. In fact, the only other one that I can think of off the top of my head is Round 42. Pacu Pacu also boasts some impressive sound capabilities, which are quite convincing and pretty accurate to the arcade sound effects in all their really, really annoying glory. It makes use of course, the PC speaker, but also the PC Junior 3-voice sound, as well as the Tandy, which is really the same thing, and AdLib FM sound, as well as OPL sound if you have a Sound Blaster. It also has some support for the Creative Music System, or Game Blaster, which the author seems to recommend, but the thing is, it only seems to work in DOSBox for me. I have a CMS or Game Blaster, well, really, those chips installed on a Sound Blaster 1.5, and I have not been able to get that sound to work at all. Even when applying the specific hex values to the game through command line switches, it still doesn't work at all, so I don't know if it only works on real Game Blasters or what, I don't know. So I normally just end up using AdLib. And yeah, that's really about it for Pacu Pacu. The gameplay is exactly what you would expect from Pac-Man. You go around, you eat the dots, you collect the fruit, you go through the little portals on the side and everything. It's all there. The musical ditties, the annoying sound in the background, and all the fruit, all the level changes, the speeding up, the flashing at the end of the game. It's there. It's Pac-Man, and it's really, really well done. It's easily the best version of Pac-Man I've seen on MS-DOS. Normal 4-color CGA looks like garbage in comparison. I'm sorry, Atari Soft, but your version has just been ousted, in my opinion. And you can download it from a variety of locations. I'll put them in the video description below, and also on my blog and whatever else I happen to post this on. The most simple place to find it is classicdosgames.com. Of course, you also might want to visit Jason Knight's blog, which he has information about the game posted. I'll put a link to that down below too. And that is Pacu Pacu, where you don't just play any man, you play a man of the Pac variety, a Pac-Man. Although, of course, due to legal issues, he cannot be called that. So forget I said anything. Pacu Pacu by Jason Knight. It's awesome.